24
so, ruling.
22. For ruling. So that could be the last hurdle before you could say yes.
Well, Amechi, people have a right to go to court on issues. And
yes, 24th.
Yeah, people have a right to go to court on issues that they feel aggrieved about. You have said several here that when judgments are passed about EFCC chairman to be thrown to jail, this person to be thrown, Nigerians should go to court and fight for their right. Those people have rights to go to approach the court, but whether they are not meddlesome interlopers remains to be seen when the ruling comes. Because for Amechi, for me, I think the matter is before the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal, and what they are doing is outside the court, and what they are doing will not add or reduce the processes to the inauguration. Even how many days to the inauguration? About 10 days.
About 10 days.
And this, I think is well. Sorry to say, I think it's kind of a waste of legal time, or I don't know.
You said they have the right to court, and you said they are wasting.
Yeah, they have a right,
time.
but
yes, which one do we adopt now?
They have a right to approach the court, but some of us think it's just a waste of time.
Now it's now left for the judge to say this is waste of time of the court, and if the judge is provoked sufficiently, he may impose a fine.
And after that, they can also appeal. So why I don't want to, go into the details on issue of which is very clear of the reason. Amechi, when the court says you should come and address it by precedence. Come and address it on the issue of jurisdiction.
It means come and convince me.
We've always seen what the outcome, has always been. So we'll wait to see what that justice will say. But I think, again, it also speaks volumes to who Tinubu is. Right from when he was seeking the ticket, almost everything was against him from what we saw. That he had to do
Emiloko.
Everything, almost everything.
He has crossed 7 seas and 7 oceans.
After he got the ticket, the establishment, everything was
the elements around
the villa, everything moved against. After the election, another group of elements and others are moving against his.
But how are you really sure?
Is that why you described?
But how are you really sure?
What I'm pointing at is we've not had it like this. In our recent history, in terms of the kind of hurdles, put it that way, that an aspirant, a candidate, a president-elect will have to go.
But there's another court case that has been instituted in Enugu, and they have fixed next week for hearing. Some citizens also went to court saying the president-elect has dual citizenship. He has Guinea passport. So perhaps there's another hurdle. I thought it was one. It just occurred to me now that there's another hurdle.
Why that may not be a prayer to stop the inauguration?
No, that's one of their prayers.
One of their prayers. Yes. Fine. We'll wait to see. But what we also know, without going into the details of the matter, what we also know, going by the Constitution, is the Constitution does not necessarily forbid anyone from having dual citizenship. It says if you acquire intentionally on your own volition, if you acquire the citizenship of another country, then you cannot contest for the office of president, vice president, governor, and deputy governor. You can go for any other position, as it were. So it will now be left for the court to also determine with this issue of whether you intentionally, for instance, if a country or a state or all of that, honors you or gives
with
you
your full intention and
your full knowledge.
No, they do. They give people citizenship and all. If you did not apply for it, because
that's what is honorary.
And all of it. So with all what we have seen, I don't even want to go into the details because what we have seen is the passport. We've not seen the application, and all of that. So it is the application. If the person being alleged applied for it, that is when it doesn't matter. If I have a friend as president of Niger Republic and he chooses to give me citizenship, that is not.
What some people are saying is that also, I don't know whether it's also part of that case in Enugu, that Tinubu, in filling his INEC form, said he does not have any other passport, or
he's not a citizen of any
other country. So they are looking at perjury. I don't know whether it's also part. There's a line on that oath, because there's an affidavit to support those claims. I don't know whether it's part of the case in Enugu.
We don't know whether that is part of the case in Enugu, but again, without speaking to the details of the issue and all of that, the requirements to contest elections are dual citizenship. The requirements to contest elections are not perjury, and all of that. So,
and whether it's a election matter, whether the time has not 14 days period.
Exactly. Because the matter, like we all know, before the presidential election petition court, the issues were not brought in the originating petition. Yes. It was much later that Labour Party or PDP, when they were responding, when they were responding to the affidavit or the response of the APC and the presidential candidate to their petitions that brought in them. And whether the court will even accept that you can introduce that after the lapse of the time when you were supposed to.
That's 40
days. A different thing.
Abulu, one important item on the program of events for the inauguration is the investiture of the president-elect and vice president-elect. Of course, that's the tradition.
GCFR.
Yes, the president-elect will get GCFR, Grand Commander of the Federal Republic. It's usually reserved for the President of the Federal Republic. Then GCON, Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger, to the Vice President-elect.
I
think
what date
also gets
GCON. GCON. What date is that? Is it on the day of the inauguration?
Thursday.
25th.
Yeah, I don't know.
Thursday, May 20th.
Is that the tradition? I think it's on the day of the inauguration that they wear that crossbar, which is the
yellow.
Yeah, the yellow. I think it's the inauguration that they wear that at the Eagle Square.
Yeah, over time, what we saw was, the conferment done on the inauguration day. Several things are going to change this time. Just like even the issue of handing over notes. It's usually a night before. That's what we've seen as a tradition. But this time on the same 25th, when the investiture will be done, that's 4 days.
Yeah, to the inauguration.
We will now have the handover notes, and the transition.
So that honor is reserved for presidents. And I think the transition committee need to explain to Nigerians why they are going ahead to give in the investiture to the president and the vice president elect before the inauguration day. We have come to accept May 29 as the inauguration day, and our proposal here some days ago that going forward, the 10th Assembly should consider what happens in the US, that once it's 12 o'clock, the president elect is already
deemed sworn in.
So are we looking at, once the election result is announced, the president-elect is deemed president and going forward? So if you are doing the investiture before the official inauguration day, the governor of Benue State, for example, is still governor-elect until the day of swearing in. He cannot do anything official.
So I think what Abu is saying is that there will be two holders of GCFR at the same time. But you can wriggle out.
There are many of them. Obasanjo is the GCFR.
Yeah, no, I mean, as a president and president, that's why he said. But I recall when Jonathan was sworn in as president.
He was given that by the Chief Justice.
Yes, so on the day of his swearing and all that, but because of the circumstances of his this, but usually happens a day or some few days. So it may not pose much problems. And the inauguration lecture is coming up.
I mentioned on that lecture, briefly on that lecture.
Deepening Democracy for Integration and Development. Who delivered that lecture? Uhuru Kenyatta.
Now that is why one thing I wanted to react on. Amici, we're having a lecture, pre-inauguration lecture, and we're inviting an outsider. Don't we have statesmen in Nigeria? Former President Olusegun Obasanjo is there. Former President Goodluck Jonathan is there. IBB is there.
Is
can
it
come
not an
and share.
international event? What we
Why
are
is it-
reading
why is it
is
international?
as much as 60 foreign heads of
Yes,
states.
why is it international?
They come, it's an
what
international
unique
event.
features? What unique features has the former president of Kenya for us to be inviting him to come and deliver a lecture on the day of our inauguration? For heaven's sake, Amici, a former president of Nigeria, we should be proud of our own. That is why people are leaving this country, Amici. We're not showing concern for what we have.
Yeah, I understand the
Yes,
point
we should
you're
be
making.
celebrate ourselves.
But
We should lift ourselves
if it's
high.
an international event, and there are even some local events where we invite outsiders, even Nigerians go outside to deliver lecture. Good luck, Jonathan, for instance, also go outside. Is it not a
On
normal...
inauguration day of a president of a country?
No, it's not inauguration day. It's before the inauguration.
Who is the highest office holder in Nigeria so far? It's Obasanjo. And we should give him that respect. He was former chairman of former presidents of the world. For heaven's sake, he has the authority, he has the courage to deliver a lecture at such an inauguration.
Before we go to the tribunal.
No, Abulu obviously he has the right to his own
No, I think we should
opinion,
celebrate
but,
ourselves, really.
what we need to also understand is we need to also learn from other countries. You can't just do your own, moreover, we've heard Obasanjo. We almost know his opinion on every other matter, even the open letters and everything. Perhaps when you get him, they may not necessarily be anything different per se from the Nigerian experience that he will have to offer. But the former Kenyan president will be speaking. And don't forget, many Nigerians, for instance, the tribunal issue, I've always referred to Kenya did this, Kenya did that, Kenya did that.
We share a lot of similarities.
So it's the same thing. We can also get the former president of Ghana, a former president of any other, country that Nigerians have. Say, look, they have a democracy that
It's thriving. Is it really thriving? Okay.
Let's leave it there. So, Tebe, respond in one word to Abulu's question.
Whether they are...
Yeah, we should. I say,
Whether
are
the
democracies
democracy
there?
is thriving.
Are the democracies in those countries where we're inviting their leaders thriving far more than what we have?
The truth is, their democracy is older than ours. The one in Ghana is also older than our own.
By 3 years.
So clearly, I don't know which standard you say thriving, because it has observed all the shocks of election violence.
Let me give it. I mentioned just 1 minute.
No, it's okay. Let's. We're out of time. Ario, let's allow you to share some of the mails we received from our dear listeners.
Good morning and welcome.